So currently on week 10 of dieting, eating 300 grams of carbs. If you're watching this video and you're like, how is this guy eating 300 grams of carbs and getting lean? I made a video for you. When I first started dieting, I thought you had to go keto or carnivore to get like in really good shape, like with abs and everything. So here's a video for you, how I set up my diets. Hopefully you'll never fall for that trap or another fad diet again. Enjoy. No matter who you are, I can go off numbers to kind of get the results that you want, right? So we start with someone that is like myself, 200 pounds. And first thing you want to find is your calories. So to get there, I multiply by either 10 or 20. Generally, someone that's very active, like in a construction job or a nursing job, where they're on their feet a lot, is going to be more towards this way. And then this is going to be more someone like myself that's, for the most part, outside of like working out and doing the cardio I recommend, I don't do much, right? So they're just kind of at home or at a desk job. This is more someone here. So for me, I'm going to go with 12. That's kind of like the number I would go for myself. Because I still work out 3 to 5 times a week and I do cardio every day. So it's still pretty active. Outside of that though, not much. So 200 times 12, that's 2,400 calories. So now I know how many calories I have to eat, but I don't just want to lose weight. I want to lose specifically fat, and I want to retain as much muscle and feel great. So there's a specific ratio of protein, carbs, and fats I like. So that's where I calculate my protein, carbs, and fats in this way. I still take the same weight, the 200 pounds, and I multiply that by 1. That's just to start off. A minimum, I would want someone starting off with eating 1 gram a pound per body weight as far as protein. As you go on the diet and you drop the carbohydrates and the calories, you're going to increase the protein, but for now, this is where I would like to start. Now, the next thing is I want to make sure there's enough fats in the diet, because the hormones in your body are directly correlated to the amount of fats that you're eating and the quality of fats. So like things like testosterone and estrogen are affected by how much fat in the diet. So that's why it's good to have generally around 20 to 30%. So I like to do 200 pounds, same going off the weight, and multiply that by 0.3 to get me 60 grams of fat. So this is fat, this is protein. And these are just the grams. To get the actual calories, for every gram of protein is 4 calories. So 200 times 4 is 800 calories. And 60 times 9, because for every gram of fat, it's 9 grams, or 9 calories per gram. So 60 times 9 would be 540. And I'll put that here, times 9, times 4. So the only thing we have left, right, so protein, fats, is carbohydrates. Everything you eat is going to come down to those 3 things. There's nothing else. There's either a protein, it's a carbohydrate, or a fat. So the last thing is carbs. And to get that, we still have to remember we have a total of 2,400 calories to play with. And here we have, let's see, 13 so far used up. So to make the math easy, from here to here, we're looking at about 1,000 calories left. And we know, or if you don't, now you know, each carbohydrate is 4 calories per gram. So we just divide that, make that easy, divide by 4. And that will be 250 grams of carbs, right? So now we have our whole diet. So we have our, on a 200 pound meal, we have them eating, to start off, 200 grams of protein. Hey, if you're liking this so far, and you someone to kind of hold your hand throughout the whole process, go on over to Instagram and message me. We'll set up a call, see if we're a good fit, see if I can help. If not, no biggie. Enjoy the rest of the video. 250 grams of carbs, we'll put that here, and 60 grams of fat, right? Once you understand this concept, and that's why I always like putting things in numbers, because you can't really argue with numbers. People lie, numbers don't. That's something I always remember. People lie, numbers don't. Once you understand this concept, you'll never get sold on another diet ever again. I used to work for Jason. He was my old boss at Max Muscle San Mateo, and he was very big on don't get sold, get educated. So you don't want to sell someone on fitness. You just want to explain how it works. And if you ever get told, or someone's trying to sell like their diet, this is just really what they're selling you, and they might just wrap it around something different. Like they might just call it something like keto, or like Atkins, or intermediate fasting or even like carnivore and all those things. But really, they can't hide the fact that you're still going to eat protein, carbs, and fats in each of these. And they just do different things to restrict your calories. So in a keto, they're just going to take out the carbs, right? So if you take out a whole food group, then of course you're going to lose weight just by not eating any carbohydrates, only eating protein, fats. You're limited in selection. Same thing with like an Atkins or a low-fat diet. What they do is they just take away the fats or keep you on a low-fat diet, and you only eat protein, carbs, and of course you're gonna lose weight that way as well, right? Because you're just, once again, removing a whole food group. And as far as intermediate fasting, what they do there is if you're eating like a typical breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what they do is and if you don't know what intermediate fasting is, just they give you a 6 to 8 hour window to eat, and the rest of the time you're just fasting, and including sleep, you're just not eating in that window. So generally what they do is they just take away breakfast, and you're only eating lunch and dinner. And if you only eat 2 meals when you're used to eating 3 meals, of course, you're gonna feel like you're eating more and still lose calories even though you're eating the same thing. But they're all gonna go back to the same thing: is how do we get to a caloric restriction? So this is how I do it. This is how I get people started. And as you go, you're gonna manipulate things, whether people lose weight or they gain weight. But this is how you get started, and this is how I set up every diet that I work with, every person that I work with as far as diet. Hope that helped.